Good morning to one and all present here, and welcome to our ASPAM Fest. I am Mr. Jacob, and I will be your presenter for today. So, here we have our esteemed guest, Mr. Norton, who has received several accolades for his poetic work. And we also have Dr. Henry, who is a scientist who has received a Nobel Prize for his work in the field of physics. Mr. Irwin is a renowned mathematician teaching in Cambridge University in England. We also have Senator Shaw, who is a senator of California. And last but not the least, we have Mr. Faisal, who is an ambassador for Islamic and Arabic organizations. He also actively participates in charity drives. So now let us move on to the first video of the day. Our first video shall be from the English team.
Henry Beston once said, "The three great elemental sounds in nature are the sound of rain, the sound of wind, and the sound of the ocean in the beach." Good morning to one and all present here. I am Zayan Ahmed from the English team of the Grade 9B ASPAM Fest. Along with me, I have my fellow classmates Arjun Pal, Aryan Gavan, and Jara Adarsh. As you know, our theme is the sounds of nature. This topic tries to help us differentiate between the pleasant sounds and the unpleasant one. The pleasant sounds give relaxation to the mind and the body, whereas the unpleasant sounds give disturbance to the mind and the body. Here, we will try to focus on the pleasant sounds, and to present this, we have made e-posters, drawings, collages, and a short clip of soothing and relaxing music of nature for you to enjoy. The picture I drew gives an insight of the natural music which is stored within the earth. I drew a picture of the earpiece of a headphone and drew a forest with natural music on it, which tells that devices aren't the only things that can make music.
Sound is the Vocabulary of Nature by Pierre Schaeffer. Good morning, everyone. I am Aryan Gavan from Grade 9B, and today I'll be talking about and will be showcasing my drawing for ASPAM Fest 2020. The picture that I've made shows a forest along with things that produce natural sounds, such as the sound of wind, the sound of birds chirping, the sound of water flowing, the sound of the leaves rustling through the forest, sounds of the leaves crumbling as the deer walks over them. These sounds are the sounds of nature. This is what I've tried to show through my drawing. I hope you all enjoyed it. Thank you.
Yeah, I think the team has done they've done a great job. They've tried and they've completely pulled off a great. They've done a great thing. I think uh, it's it's captured every essence of Mother Nature and the sounds it produces. Um, I think everybody who were working on this obviously worked very hard, and they've pulled off a great presentation. I'm very happy with it. I'm proud.
Yes, I think we all can say that the English team has done a wonderful job, and I'm pretty sure they're happy with what they have done. So now we'll view the video from the science team.
Greetings to everyone. My name is Krishna Naik, and today I'm going to give you a short preview for the ASPAM Fest of Grade 9B Science. In science, we are connecting the topic sound with noise pollution. We would also be talking about its causes and its effects, as well as sound's history. Moreover, we would be implementing the use of sound circuits and silencers. We would be talking about how these changed noise pollution. Hope you enjoy our video. Thank you.
This is the sound sensor I made, which reduces noise pollution. Basically, how it works is like it's constructed as like there's a sound sensor. This is the sound sensor. This is the buzzer, and that is the contact switch. What these do? How it works basically is like when the sound sensor senses sound, it sets off an alarm, which means it's an indication of to switch on the silencers. And this switch over here makes us prove that it can switch on the silencers. See, when we switch on the silencers, the buzzer goes off, which means the noise pollution has reduced. So this is how my sound circuit works.
In buildings and homes near airports, railway tracks, or stations and other noisy places, thick laminated glass has a layer of plastic placed between the two panes of glass, which limits sound energy traveling through it, which was originally developed to resist shattering in hurricanes, but fortunately ended up doing a good job of blocking sound as well. Similarly, in an aircraft engine, noise is created by air coming out of the engine at high speed and interacting with the still air outside. The air that goes through the center goes through the combustion chamber, which heats the air. As the hot air suddenly comes in contact with the cold air outside, it creates turbulence, also known as the vortex. The Boeing 787 Dreamliner came up with the idea of the chevrons. They look like these. They work as good as they look and are also approved by NASA. The chevrons release hot air in small amounts, which decreases the pressure of the hot air inside, and makes it much easier to prevent the vortex caused by the two streams of air with highly differing pressures, thus reducing the sound up to 6 decibels. In freighter and passenger railways, rail dampers are passive elements that are fixed to both sides of the rail web to reduce noise caused by vibrating rail. They are usually installed between every tie in noisy areas of track. Each damper design is unique for a particular rail section. Rail dampers are fixed to both sides of the rail. They absorb vibration caused by the heavy rail guards moving on them, thus reducing sound.
Wow, Anish, your project looks really amazing.
Yes, the sound circuit. Yeah. So how it works is like basically it looks like this, and you can see this is the sound sensor. This is the buzzer, which also like gives the alarm, and this is the contact switch. So how it works basically is like when the sound sensor senses are in decibel, high decibel, like traffic. Um, it senses high sound, the alarm goes off, which gives people signals to switch on the silencers. And yeah, of course, the switch is here. Silencer is on. And once the silencer is on, the switch will go off. But if it doesn't go off, that means the silencer aren't on yet and the sound is high too.
Of course, we as children have the right to possess a noiseless world. I believe that silencers can reduce noise pollution drastically.
Yes, hats off to you, Krishna. The direction and editing were really good too.
Thank you.
This group, I'll say, have done a great job with their explanation on how noise began and how also noise pollution affects life around the world. I appreciate their work very much.
Yes, and I think the editing was wonderfully done and the voice effects. Now let's move on to the next video by the math team.
Good morning, everyone. I am Mario Manoj of Grade 9B, and my group members are Aryan Naik and Arman. Our theme for this year is sound, and to explore its connection to math, we've decided to dabble in a bit of music. In our presentation, you will get to see some interesting facts, observations, and demonstration, interlinking math and music. Without much ado, first we shall see Arya Naik exploring this connection through an interesting activity.
Greetings to one and all. My name is Ari Naik. I'm gonna present
mathematics is related to music. I'm going to demonstrate a small experiment that I've conducted. I've called it the musical water glasses. As you can see, here there are five similar glasses, but they have different water levels. Notice what happens when I tap each of the glasses. As you can see, the sound made by each glass is different. You want to know why that happens? Let me tell you. If I start with the glass having the least amount of water, the the pitch will increase. This happens because the sound wave travels through this the water at different speeds, causing vibrations at different frequencies. The pitch is lower in the glasses with higher volume of water, as it is harder to vibrate, whereas the pitch in higher in the glasses with lower volume of water. Thus, we can see many aspects of music can be explained using mathematical relations. My classmate Arman will elaborate further on this topic. Over to you, Arman. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Arman from grade 9B and I will be giving you some interesting facts relating to math and music. Music and math overlap in all kinds of interesting ways. Both math and music include a lot of counting, scales, symmetry, ratios, and patterns. Music is divided into each section called measures, equal beats, etc. Here is a general example. You might be wondering what this popular song has to do anything with math. Let me tell you. The amazing popularity of hip hop music with its rhythmic beat and looping breaks is partially due to our innate mathematical need for rhythm and patterns. There is a long history of connection between the world of music and the world of mathematics. You might have heard of the famous Greek philosopher and mathematician Pythagoras. Pythagoras believed that numbers were a guide to the interpretation of the universe and that mathematics could explain everything, including music. Pythagoras is attributed with discovering that a string exactly half the length of another will play a pitch that is exactly an octave higher when struck or plucked. These mathematical ratios help to define every system of intonation throughout history. In other words, we tune our modern day instruments using the mathematics that Pythagoras discovered almost 2500 years ago. As to conclude this, thank you all for listening. I hope you enjoyed these facts about math and music. In the final part of our presentation, my classmate Mario will demonstrate the interconnection between math and music through a musical performance. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Mario Manoj of 9B, and I'll be explaining to you my piece based on pi. So, what have I done for my piece? I've attached a number to each note exactly like that on the picture shown. I've played the melody on my right hand while playing the accompanying rhythmic part with my left. So, how many numbers are there in pi? The numbers of pi never end, nor do they repeat. In my piece of music, I've used 41 digits of pi, starting with 3.14 and ending with 971. How do kids benefit from playing an instrument? Exposing children to music during early developmental stages help them learn sounds and the meanings of words. The slow work of practice, the attention to detail, and the discipline it takes to learn an instrument are also excellent preparation for the practice involved in building strong mathematics skills. To end this presentation, I would like to end on a quote by James Joseph Sylvester. If music can be described as the mathematics of sense, then mathematics is the music of reason. Musician feels mathematics while the mathematician thinks music. Music is the dream while mathematics is the working life. Thank you.
Well, I'm proud to say that the math team has done incredible job and a very informative work, which is needed by the people of this planet to think about. Great work and keep moving on.
Yes, and I completely agree with that. And now let us move on to the video done by the SST team.
Good morning, everyone. Today, we're going to be taking you on a journey and going to enlighten you on the topic poverty. Today, I'm joined alongside with my comrades Suraj Dure Raj Raja, Aaron Jacob, and Aryan Prakash Patkar. So, without further ado, let's just begin. All right, what is poverty? What does it mean? Poverty is basically the state of one who lacks the usual or socially acceptable amount of money or material possessions. Now, this poverty can vary. The definition of it can vary considerably across the world. In the United States, it refers to anybody earning less than $16 a day, whereas in developing nations, it's anybody who earns less than $1.25. Right, now we're going to go back in the past of the country that we live in now, United Arab Emirates. The United Arab Emirates, as we all know, was a country of desert without any connections to the other world. The people there were Bedouins and traveled around in search of their basic needs. That's food, water, and shelter. UAE was one of the poorest earning countries until they found oil, which is now the major earning. UAE had only 2 hospitals and 1 school, so education and healthcare were really poor in the past. So poverty, therefore, was a major problem. Connection to the UNCRC, United Child Rights Convention. Number 1, UNCRC 26, Social and Economic Help. Government should provide money or other support to help children from poor families. Number 2, UNCRC 27, Food, Clothing, and a Safe Home. Children have the right to food, clothing, and a safe place to live so they can develop in the best possible way. The government should help families and children who cannot afford these simple basic needs.
You have learned what is poverty. You have learned its causes, its effects, and how it's connected to the UNCRC. So, here's a few posters that we made that tells how people live in poverty, how they're suffering from it. Please have a look. Here's a glimpse of how the people live in poverty. A small video made by my friends here. Enjoy.
More than 1.89 billion people, or nearly 36% of the world's population, lives in extreme poverty. More than 800 million people are considered to go through poverty in India alone. Then, there are more than millions of people who live lavishly in India without giving even a second glance to the people who go through poverty. But in the present years, the Indian government has made many efforts for the people to overcome poverty. There have been many successful attempts by the Indian government to reduce poverty drastically. For example, India lifted 271 million people out of poverty in just a decade with one of the programs. But we cannot remove poverty of India with only the government trying. All of us have a role in removing poverty. The people who go through poverty are waiting for their voices to be heard. Listen to the sounds they make. Do something and make a difference. One person can make a big difference. So do your best and change the world.
Here's an advertisement that shows what a student does. A teacher is teaching the students who are actually getting perfect education, while one is suffering from poverty and can't learn through the education. Ever had the idea of making a change in the world? Well, here's your chance. Here are a few donation links that will help donate money to all the people in need. Make a change in the world. Help those in need. And make this world a better place.
We humbly request you to note these links down and please donate to these charities. It'll bring a great change in the world. And as we all know, there's a famous quote and it goes like this: change begins with you.
SST team has done an incredible job, I must say. It was very informative and it spread the awareness about the poverty that exists in our society. Especially during these times, the difficulty has just increased. I would like to make a donation for the same to help contribute the society in all ways possible.
Yes, the SST PPT was really informative, and I must say, the documentary was really well done. Now, let us move on to the video done by the French team.
Salut et bonjour à tous. Je m'appelle Darshit Tarun Kumar Shah. Aujourd'hui, mes amis Daniel Mathias, Arnav Miranda, Charis Jain et moi allons parler sur l'importance de l'art et de la culture. Alors, je demande à Daniel de traduire en anglais.
Hello and good morning to everybody present here. Today, my friends Darshit Tarun Kumar Shah, Arnav Miranda, Charis Jain and I are going to be talking about the importance of art and the culture of the UAE.
Premièrement, quelle est l'importance de l'art?
L'art est une source majeure de revenus, d'inspiration et de créativité pour chaque personne. Tout le monde apprécie l'art sous une forme ou une autre. Que nous les réalisations ou non, l'art fait partie intégrante de nos vies.
Quel est l'impact de l'art sur la prospérité de l'économie?
Comme vous pouvez le voir, l'art a un impact sur l'économie de trois manières principales. Cela aide l'économie, cela stimule la créativité et cela renforce la culture et le patrimoine de la population.
Les Émirats arabes unis ont une scène artistique très diversifiée avec des artistes incroyables de toutes formes se livrant à leur passion, ce qui en fait un pays unique en son genre au Moyen-Orient.
Alors, Quels sont certains centres d'exposition d'art à l'Émirat arabes unis?
Il y a le Louvre Abu Dhabi, combinant le riche héritage des Arabes avec le sens artistique des Français.
Il y a aussi le musée de Dubaï qui met en valeur la culture et le patrimoine des ancêtres des Émiratis.
Les fondations d'art de Sharjah et Barjil visant à donner aux artistes locaux un endroit pour présenter leurs talents et leurs compétences.
Et enfin, Orsecal Avenue, qui est un quartier artistique à but non lucratif qui présente toutes les formes d'art, du chant à la peinture et partout entre les deux.
Pour conclure, les Émirats arabes unis sont l'un des pays les plus artistiques et les plus diversifiés du monde.
Il est au sommet du Moyen-Orient et va bientôt atteindre le sommet des normes internationales.
Merci beaucoup à tous d'avoir écouté et passé une bonne journée.
Thank you very much for listening and have a nice day.
My French isn't very good, but here it goes. C'était très bien fait et jardin. I know most of you don't know what that means, but it was very well done, and I absolutely loved it.
I'm sure the team will be happy and proud of your comments on their work. Next, we have the video from the Hindi team.
नमस्कार, शुभ प्रभात। आप सभी का मैं स्पर्श स्वागत करता हूँ। आज मैं आपको एक ऐसे विषय का परिचय कराने जा रहा हूँ जिसमें ध्वनि की विविधता, गांव और शहर में अंतर आदि का परिचय कराऊंगा। हमारे पाठ्यक्रम में धूल संबंधी पाठ के आधार पर गांव और शहर की ध्वनि को लेकर यह चर्चा करने जा रहा हूं। गांव और शहर में जमीन आसमान का अंतर है। जैसे गांव में बहुत कम सड़कें होती है और शहर में बहुत ज्यादा और पक्की सड़कें होती हैं। गांव में बहुत कम दुकानें हैं और शहर में बड़ी मात्रा में दुकानें, शॉपिंग मॉल आदि है। गांव में बस कई लोगों के पास गाड़ियां होती है और शहर में लगभग हर एक घर में गाड़ी होती है। गांव में शुद्ध वायु होता है और शहर में वायु प्रदूषण होता है। शहर में बहुत ज्यादा ध्वनि प्रदूषण है। ज्यादातर ध्वनि प्रदूषण अलग अलग आवाजों से फैलता है, जैसे लाउड स्पीकर, इंडस्ट्रीज में मशीन्स की आवाज, गाड़ियों की आवाजें आदि। और इस ध्वनि प्रदूषण से इंसान की सेहत पे भी असर पड़ता है। ये कुछ आवाजें हैं। ये गाड़ियों की आवाजें, और ये जो शहरों में पटाखे बजाते हैं उनकी आवाजें। गांव में शांति और गांव में शांति भी होती है और ज्यादा आवाजें भी होती हैं। गांव में ज्यादातर बहुत अच्छी और मधुर आवाजें होती हैं, जैसे झरने की आवाजें, पशु पक्षियों की आवाजें, और बारिश की आवाजें। गांव में भी ध्वनि प्रदूषण है। गांव में ध्वनि प्रदूषण ज्यादातर मेलों से होता है, शादियों से और खेतों में जो ट्रैक्टर सब यूज करते हैं उनसे। ये कुछ आवाजें हैं। ये मेले की आवाज है। और ये खेतों में ट्रैक्टर की आवाज है। आप सभी ने इस वीडियो को देखा और सुना। मैं आप सभी का मनपूर्वक धन्यवाद करता हूँ। धन्यवाद।
It was very nice to see the perspective of sound from both villages and cities. And I'm also happy with the presenter as I think he has done a very fantastic job.
Well, to be honest, it is actually very lengthy, but it was really informative. So, next we have the video from the Arabic team.
صباح الخير للجميع وجميع الهدرين هنا. اليوم ستقدم موجمة دنياها حول مواضيع أصوات الطبيعة. سنناقش أهمية الطبيعة وأيضا كيف يساعدنا الصوت في حياتنا. قصيدة قصيرة سيقدمها زميلي في الساب زيان. اهدك دعينا لزيا. Good morning to one and all. Today our group will be presenting on the topic sounds of nature. We'll be discussing the importance of nature and also how the sound helps us in our lives. A short poem will be presented by my classmate Zayan. So let's start.
Sounds of nature. صوت الطبيعة. How does nature sound like? المحيطات. في المحيطات تكون الأصوات في الغالب عبارة عن طقطقة الصخور، وهذا يشغل الطيران، ونسمع صوت الأمواج والتي نجها كثيرة.
Oceans. In oceans, the sounds are mostly the clacking of rocks, and this forms the currents, and we hear the sounds of waves, which we like a lot.
الطيور والحيوانات الآخرين. الطيور هي نوع من الأنواع التي تنتج واحدة من أفضل الموسيقى الإطلاق. هذه النقيق أصوات إلى والأستماع من الأشجار بالقلب الجلوس في نحب في السبب.
Birds and other animals. Birds are one type of species that produce one of the best music ever. This is why we like sitting near trees and listen to those chirping sounds.
شلال. هذا مكان واحد مشهورة حقا ويزور المليين. الماء المساقط طويل والصوت عالي عند رواتي من مسافة مناسبة. هو مشاهد مثالي.
Waterfall. This is one place which is really famous and visited by millions. The long falling water and the loud sound when seen from a proper distance is a perfect view. How do trees help with their sounds?
تساعدنا أصوات الطبيعة في التحكم في عقلك وتحسين صحتك أيضا.
The sounds of nature help us in controlling our mind and also improve our health.
صناعة الأزواج الموسيقية في الغالب من خشب الأشجار والباتلي، فهي تساعد في امتناع.
Musical instruments are mostly made from trees, wood, and thus help us entertaining us. Poem on Sheikh Rashid. نحن القصيد ونحن اللان والوتر والقول والفيل والإنجاز والزفر. لنا الصدارة في علم وفي عمل، في كاليوم لنا مجادا في مفتخار تنافس الكون تنفك راياتنا كافك هنما الرايات تنكسر تهد إينا سهام الغدار خيبة ويرجع الخطب عنا هو يعتذر. Posters on nature.
الملصقات على طبيعة.
شكرا.
Thank you. Mashallah, this team has done a great job, and I also thank them for their efforts. I thank you for your efforts, and I would also like to donate for the same so that the tree that are deforested on the left side may grow on the right side.
Yes, the Arabic team has done a wonderful job, and we hope to see more from them. And now we move on to the video by the Islamic team.
Assalamu alaikum to everyone present here. Inshallah, you're doing well. This is the Islamic group before you to present our work on the topic Sounds of Nature. Now I call upon Ryan for the overview of our presentation.
Assalamu alaikum. This is Ryan speaking. So the members of this group is Nasrullah, Milad and myself. In this presentation, we will be explaining about the cure for sickness and disease.
Topics to cover. What is Ruqya? How can you perform Ruqya? Recitation and translation. Ruqya for the treatment of any sick person and also for any common disease. Ruqya for healing and related questions.
What is Ruqya? In Islam, Ruqya means the recitation of the Holy Quran, seeking refuge in Allah. It is used as mean of treating sickness and other problems as the Quran is a source of healing. In other words, Ruqya means dua for the cure of the one who is under any magical spell, under possession, or if he or she is ill. The secret behind this is that one puts his full trust, reliance, and dependence on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who is the source of healing.
How can you perform Ruqya? You can recite the Ruqya on yourself by gathering the palms of your hand and reciting the Ruqya, and then blowing in our hands, which then is to be wiped on the area that is ill or hurting. The sunnah is to do it in odd numbers. It is permissible to have it done to you without asking for it, and it is also permissible to ask someone to do it for you.
Another way of performing Ruqya. Sit down in a quiet area with the intention to make Ruqya on yourself. Ensure that there are no sounds or anything that might distract you. Make sure to have a glass of water with you and also a bottle of water. Seek refuge in Allah from the shaitan. Mumtaz, the work done was wonderful and the recitation was also done wonderfully. Thank you. I will pray for everyone in need. Thank you. May Allah bless you.
Yes, it was a wonderful effort by the Islamic team, and the results were splendid. So now, as we have come to the end of all the presentations, I'd like to thank each and everyone for giving the best comments and taking time out of your busy schedule to view all our videos. But our event should not end without a formal word of thanks. I invite our cyber comrade Krishna Nayak to give the word of thanks.
Quote, I've learned that people will forget what you said. People will forget what you did. But people will never forget how you made them feel. By Maya Angelou. Good morning to everyone. It is my privilege to propose a vote of thanks on this occasion. I, Krishna Naik, the cyber comrade of Grade 9B, would like to extend my most sincere thanks to all who have been a part of this great show, the ASPAM Fest. Events like these cannot happen overnight. The wheels start rolling weeks ago. It requires planning, execution, and a bird's eye for details. At the end, after hard work and brainstorming, it all pays off. Every event at ASPAM has been supported by none other than our beloved principal, Sheila Ma'am. I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks to Sheila ma'am for giving us this opportunity to spread the knowledge amongst everyone. Furthermore, I would like to thank our supervisor, Sindhu ma'am, and our dear teachers, without whom this event wouldn't have been possible. I would moreover genuinely thank my team members and my friends who distributed the work equally and managed to finish it within a span of a week. Last but not the least, I would deeply thank all the parents who engaged in helping out to make this event successful. Thus, I would like to conclude with the following quote: the one who falls and gets up is stronger than the one who has never tried. Do not fear failure, but rather fear not trying. Thank you.